I'm Jason Fitz with Yahoo Sports, hanging out with Allyson Felix, who, by the way, has 11 Olympic medals, 20 world championship medals. She is an absolute guru on all things track and field, and we are getting ready for the women's track and field trials coming up. So I want to get your thoughts on everything going on. But let's start with the attention specifically on the women's side, Allyson, because it feels like as a society, we are spending more time right now talking about women's sports. How does that play into the attention you think we'll be giving to the women in track and field?
Yeah, it's a special time for women's sports. I hope that we come off some of that momentum that we've seen in basketball and we bring it right into the Olympics. And so I know that these women are excited. This attention is long overdue. And so I think the world is ready.
Some of the attention a few years ago was negative in fairness on Shakayla Richardson, everything that went on there. How does she sort of shut out that noise in this moment to just go out and be the best that she can be right now?
I mean, she's in the best possible position that she can be in. She is coming off winning her first world title in the 100 meters. She's been running really well leading up to the trials. So it's her moment to shine. I think she should have all the confidence in the world and the motivation to make her first Olympic team.
So who are the top contenders then to keep an eye on in your mind?
Yeah, obviously, it's the team is there for her to make. She's really distanced herself from everyone else. So all eyes are on her. You have Sydney McLaughlin in the 400 hurdles. She's going to be focusing on that. Tara Davis in the long jump. I'm excited for the women's 200, of course. Gabby Thomas is going to be competing there. She's also running the 400, so that'll be really interesting to see as well, to see can she do both? Is she setting herself up to also run some relays? That's exciting. I'm super excited to see Kara Winger in the javelin. She's making a comeback after retiring, so that'll be fun to see. And then my eyes are on some of the college girls as well.
All right, let's talk distance. Give me some runners you got your eyes on there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Athing Mu in the 800 and see, we haven't seen her this year, so excited to see how she performs. And then Ellie St. Pierre, she is one of my favorites. She's a mom. She's just been killing it. And so I'm looking forward to seeing her in the 1500. And I think she might be running the 5000 as well, so we might get to see her twice.
So is there somebody you think that's off the radar that could shock everybody?
I think, the athletes that competed at the NCAAs are really interesting. They've had a long season, but I think they have something more in the tank. So Mackenzie Long is one I'm really looking at, the 100 and the 200. And then the amazing 400 girls from the University of Arkansas, Kaylin and Rosie, they're going to be running the 400. And I think we should really pay attention to them because they're at the beginning of their career. They're hungry. This is Olympic trials, anything goes.
From the trials to the Olympics, the controlling of adrenaline, making the most of this moment, knowing how heavy it is for somebody that has been through it, what advice would you give everybody to try and figure out how to center in on just this moment and just this race?
I mean, you really have to focus on what you have always done before because you have run your race so many times. The only thing that is changing is the environment. So do what you've done to get yourself there and execute. That's what it's about. Don't let the moment get too big for you and get too caught up in your nerves because that's when you start to make mistakes.
I love talking to somebody with expertise like you have. So what's something you're going to be looking for early in any of these races that really gives you an indication of how everybody's going to be running?
Really how you run the rounds, if you're smart, if you're executing, shutting it down, saving something for the final, not doing too much. You don't want to exert too much energy because it's all about the finals, but you have to run smart. You got to run through the line. You got to really pay attention to what your competitors are doing.
Is there when you're running just to this portion and just the trials, are you thinking about the Olympics at all, or are you just focused right now on trying to make this team?
You're absolutely thinking about the Olympics because that is the big goal. This is just the first stop to get there. And so you have to be really smart. Your training is geared towards making this team, but still peaking at the Olympics. And so that is the trick. Not everybody can do it, but those who are going to do really well in Paris, they're going to know just how much to give here to make the team.